Hi Samford students. Just in case you've already forgotten who I am, I'm Andy Westmoreland, president of Samford University, and I hope that you're having a great summer. We've had a busy summer here on campus, a lot of projects underway, a lot still to be completed, but I'm looking forward to seeing you back here in a few weeks. Earlier this afternoon from my office here at Samford, I wrote a very long email message to all of our employees explaining some recent actions that we've taken. I thought I might forward that message to you, but then I realized that I always send a lot of very long messages to you, especially about the first of each month. So I considered that a better way of communicating might be by this video message. I'd like to actually visit personally with each one of you about all of these things because there are elements of these decisions that I want you to understand, and especially I want you to understand what they mean and even what they don't mean. So let me begin by saying I'm extraordinarily optimistic about Samford, about what's going on now, about what God is going to do here in the future. The future is indeed very bright for this institution. Now let me talk about some of the issues that we've considered in recent weeks. You probably are aware that in recent months, some of our students have sought to organize a group that is called Samford Together. The stated goals for the organization include engaging in university-wide discussion of issues related to human sexuality. I think that the goals for this organization are truly worthy, and I've been encouraged to see that students and others want to have conversations about controversial issues at Samford that are God-honoring and respectful of all people. I have long believed that all truth is God's truth, so I've never been afraid of having conversations about difficult topics. Unfortunately, during the recognition process for Samford Together, a great deal of misinformation has developed regarding the stated goals of the organization. In fact, a great deal of skepticism has arisen about the intent of the organization. Some people have assumed that it is based more in the area of advocacy of political positions instead of fostering honest discussions on campus about these important topics. The recognition process for student groups at Samford is complex. The groups pass through a review of several entities before finally coming to the president's desk to make a decision about whether or not to ask the trustees to establish formal recognition of the organization. I respect and appreciate the students who sought to achieve recognition for Samford Together, and I will lead Samford in the years ahead to have exactly the conversations that they've asked us to have. But I also recognize that the group itself has become such a polarizing matter within the Samford community that it will be better to have the conversations without extending official recognition. So going forward, how will we use the goals of Samford Together to help us to achieve larger institutional purposes? I suspect that one way of doing that may result in the creation of some form of organization at Samford that will help us to delve deeply into these and other issues. In the weeks ahead, I'll be working on these plans, and then at the beginning of the fall semester, I'll want to involve some of the Samford Together students, other students and faculty from across campus as we come together to decide exactly what this new entity will look like and how it'll operate. I'm excited about the possibility of engaging in these discussions. I want us to demonstrate at Samford that we can completely adhere to long-standing biblical principles and simultaneously respect everyone in our path. We love and value every person at Samford. Now let me turn my attention to another matter that is somewhat related to Samford Together, but not as directly related as you might assume. It has to do with Samford's relationship with the Alabama Baptist State Convention. You may have read that some leaders of Alabama Baptist have been critical of the possible efforts to organize Samford Together because they've been fearful that it would become an advocacy group and not just a discussion group. Through a series of meetings over the last few weeks, I have worked with Alabama Baptist leaders to come to an understanding of what Samford's relationship with Alabama Baptist might be in the years ahead, and I'm hopeful about that relationship. At the same time, I recognize that the funding that is available through the Alabama Baptist State Convention is limited. Obviously, some of the tensions related to Samford Together have brought these issues to the forefront. And so in an effort to preserve peace and to make sure that this relationship endures in a positive way for both Samford and for Alabama Baptist, I asked our trustees recently to approve a resolution that would actually take our reliance on convention funding to zero effective January 1, 2018. The executive committee of our Board of Trustees approved the resolution. I want to assure you that these changes related to our budget will not affect at all the expectations that we have for Samford to be a Christ-honoring, Christ-centered university. Our relationship with Alabama Baptist will remain strong, and we'll be committed to being good ministry partners with Alabama Baptist and other Christians throughout the world. But one thing I've learned in recent weeks is that when God finally has you to the place where you only have the Holy Spirit, He has you exactly where He wants you. I'm at peace with all of this. I love and respect each one of you, and I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to work at Samford. May God bless you. May God bless Samford. May God bless Alabama Baptist. May God bless this broken world. Thank you.